Listeners, this is your man Franklin, and I'm bringing you a post-match analysis from Chelsea's game against Brighton and Hove Albion. In my last video, I stated emphatically and I was very clear that you can't actually stick your neck out for this coach. As I stated earlier on, he is not a bad coach, but I feel that as at now, Chelsea needs a coach that will motivate the boys, get them gelling together, and actually get them into winning ways. And you see, what happened today shows that the bridge or Stamford Bridge is gradually falling. Stamford Bridge is gradually actually deteriorating. You can see from the game that the boys are not motivated. Nothing is actually working out for them. They seem to be disjointed as a team, and then clearly you could see that yes, Chelsea is actually facing crises that really need to be addressed as early as possible. Now, I stated in my last video that I have a feeling that Chelsea making it to the top 5 or even the top 4 will be very difficult. And now, with this performance, with this kind of results, I can clearly state that yes, Chelsea is out of the competition for 2027 Champions League qualification, because I don't know how we are actually going to bounce back to actually come in and then qualify for the next stages of the Champions League. Now, the only way out for Chelsea Football Club is for them to actually win the FA Cup and then probably get themselves into the Europa League competition. This season, records have actually been set, records have been broken, and the last time Chelsea ever played a game and losing 5-0 in the league phase was way back 33 years ago. That was in the year 1993, and it clearly states that Liam Rosenior has so much to do, because you can't actually come to a club like Chelsea, a club that Roman Abramovich came to take over, a club that was graced by the likes of James Frank Lampard, the likes of Didier Drogba, the likes of one of the greatest defenders, John Terry, Michel Ballack, and you come in and then you begin to harbor such results. It doesn't clearly speak well of the Chelsea Football Club. And you see, it just doesn't only end there. In about 114 years now, Chelsea hasn't gone 5 games without scoring. It means that apart from the aspect that we are losing, we are not able to score. Whilst we are conceding, we also find it very difficult to score. It means our attacking prowess is important, our defensive prowess is important, and this clearly marks that Chelsea has now become an average club. Last, I read something on Twitter and someone stated emphatically that gradually the owners are turning Chelsea into a mid-table club. And you see, this clearly shows. How can you tell me that Chelsea will go in for 5 games consecutively without scoring? Now, if I'm not lying to myself, if we are all not lying to ourselves, who is going to be the Premier League goal scorer of the month for the month of April or the month of March? You see, and everything seems to be so to be working out so early. How can you tell me that you will sack Enzo Maresca, at least a coach that will get something out for you? I don't think Enzo Maresca would have gotten such a result to concede 11 goals in 5 games in the Premier League without scoring. Now City scored us 3-0. We considered 3 goals against Everton, and we've also considered 3 goals against Brighton and Hove Albion. In the last video that I made, I stated emphatically that Brighton, going away to Brighton, was one game to actually have to take care of. We have to look at, because you can't tell me that yes, Brighton over the past 3 seasons has actually been a torment or a torture in Chelsea's flesh, and today it was clear. You saw the impact of Yankuba Minta, and you saw the setup of Chelsea. You could clearly tell that yes, Chelsea is actually facing a lot of problems. And I must say, if Liam Rosenior is actually going to continue with this particular sort of performance, then it clearly doesn't speak well of him. People will say yes, he came to take the team during mid-season, but we can say Michael Carrick actually took United in the mid-season. But yes, he was able to put things together. At least if you can't win the league, at least if you can't actually score goals, you shouldn't also concede so much. But you can't tell me this is Chelsea. This is not any other club. And today, You could say that all Chelsea fans, I'm sure, probably the board might have regretted why should we even allow Enzo Maresca to go, because this was a coach that came in. This was a coach that when all things seems impossible, when Chelsea seemed to be flopping, he came in, built something. He was building something. He did something, and then gradually the boys started gelling together. Against all odds, he won the Conference League, a momentum that Chelsea picked through, and then went into the FIFA Club World Cup, and then won the Club World Cup for the first time that it was organized. And it clearly shows you what a coach was achieving. But yet still, what did the coach do? What did the board do? We just decided to let him go. He stated emphatically when Caicedo was injured, he said something that he needed a beef up in his defensive network, in his defensive setup. But the owners felt that probably he was actually demanding for more. They had to allow him to go. And today, this is where Chelsea is. Chelsea find themselves crumbling. And I stated in the afternoon, in the video that I made in the afternoon, that if we are not careful, if not for some points that Enzo Maresca actually accumulated, clearly Chelsea would have been battling out with in the relegation zone. And it clearly shows, the result shows. And now I can't say more. What I can say is, next season, I can confidently say that if we do not win the FA Cup, there isn't actually going to be any European trophy for Chelsea. Because clearly our performance shows that we are gradually derailing. We are actually falling. And if you lose against Everton, lose against Brighton and Hove Albion, you have a game in hands against Liverpool Football Club, a club that you would want to overtake to be in the 5th position, probably due to UEFA coefficient. If we are actually to even pick 5 clubs, Chelsea can make it this season. Because if Liverpool should win their next league, it means that they will widen the gap by 10 points. And if Aston Villa should also win, then they are gradually opening the gap. 4 more games to go. What is the assurance that Liverpool is going to lose 4 games in a row? Which is likely not to happen. Now, what it means is Chelsea is officially out of the UEFA Champions League coming next season. And every Chelsea fan must accept it. It has come. This is the reality. This is what they are facing. And the owners have made drastic decisions that has gone against the club. And no wonder that the fans have started protesting. This is Chelsea. Chelsea happened not to be like that, because Abramovich elevated Chelsea to a level that everyone knew that yes, this Chelsea club, if you want to win the Champions League, if you want to win the Premier League, if you want to win any domestic competition in England, you would have to beat them. Now Chelsea seems to be like a doormat that everyone seems to walk on. And today, as I said earlier on, no one should bet on Chelsea, and clearly it has happened. I'm not shocked by the results, because clearly Liam Rosinia has not stepped his authority in games like this, and it looks likely that for the 4 games left, the best Chelsea could get in any of the games is a draw, because I don't see us winning any of these games left, because we have Arne Slot Liverpool to play, and in as much as Liverpool is not getting the result grinding, I can confidently tell you Chelsea is not ready. People have a feel that yes, the guys aren't playing well. The guys aren't playing well because they do not actually understand the system. They've not got themselves accustomed to the system that Liam Rosinia is trying to play. And this is Chelsea Football Club that there has to be a pattern of play. At least if you aren't even doing well, even if you are losing, you should be losing by 3-goal margin for about 3 games in 5 games. It doesn't tell the Chelsea that we knew before, the Didier Drogba Chelsea that we knew, the Michel Ballack Chelsea that we knew, the N'Golo Kante Chelsea that we knew, the John Terry Chelsea that we knew, James Frank Lampard Chelsea that we knew. These aren't the kind of players. And Chelsea started flopping right from the building of the team. Why should you allow experienced midfielders to leave? You sometimes have to let them leave. In building a team, you need to have experience in the team. You need to allow these experienced players to be there, so that when the pressure comes, they can absorb it. In the dressing room, they can motivate the boys, get them gelling and know what to do. Clearly, you could see Chelsea is out of the UEFA Champions League coming next season. And it's quite sad to see, but I must be honest with you. Next season, we are not seeing Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. It is clear, it is done and dusted, because I doubt that Liverpool will stoop so low to drop 10 points coming in their next 5 games. Clearly, Liam Rosinia, I wouldn't say he's a bad coach, but I think the job at Chelsea is so big for him. And clearly this season you could see, when he stepped into the horseshoes of Enzo Maresca, he's suffering. He's finding things difficult. Yes, he's doing quite well in the FA Cup, but if you play against Port Vale in the League 2 games, the League 2 teams, and you grind a result of 7-0, you meet at the big gangs and you aren't even able to get a draw, then it clearly shows that you are an average coach. With all due respect, he's a very good coach, but I must be honest with you, Chelsea, for me, and then to me, and I think to all Chelsea fans should accept that coming next season, we are not going to see Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. And I think the owners have to adjust things. They have to see through the future. They have to make sure that they bring in experienced players who complement the effort of the young chaps, so that maybe next season, if all things being equal, Chelsea could qualify for the 2028 UEFA Champions League, because next season Chelsea is not partaking. And if we are not careful, as defending champions of the FIFA Club World Cup, in the next 4 years, if this thing should go on, Chelsea is not going to qualify for the FIFA Club World Cup. And it clearly shows that financially it's going to affect them. And even to attract big players is going to affect them. And I must be honest with you, Chelsea has a lot to work on. Liam Rosinia should sit his ass down, work out things, and make sure that at least in the next 4 games, 1 yard a crowd, or if he is not good at all, he should get a draw. Either than that, Chelsea is going to plays among either the top 10 wouldn't be something I should speak of, but I think maybe 11th or 12th position, because with the results we are getting, with the goals we are conceding, Chelsea is clearly an average club currently, and we must accept the fact. I think the sporting directors probably sit in the stands, look at the state of Chelsea, and they realize that they've made a mistake. Why should you sack a coach that won 2 trophies for you within 1 season? It is the mistake that everyone would make. I don't think Manchester City will end up making such a silly mistake. Sorry to say, but you can't actually do that in any top team. No, it is not allowed. A coach that came in, got your guys gelling, won the Conference League, won the FIFA Club World Cup. All of a sudden, you have a misunderstanding with him. He resigns or whatever, he's sacked. And then you expect that Liam Rosinia, what they wanted to do was to do the Enzo Maresca project, which seems to have failed. And the project has failed drastically. 5 games in a row that Chelsea has lost in the Premier League. 112-year record being broken. Chelsea going 5 games without scoring. That is not the Chelsea that we know. That is not the Didier Drogba Chelsea that we know. That is not the Eden Hazard Chelsea that we know. That is not the Ramirez Chelsea that we know. We've seen big players gracing and donning the Jesus of Chelsea. This time around, it is over. And I think Chelsea, for me, now for the next game, next year coming 2027 Champions League, is not going to partake. And we have to accept this is the reality for every Chelsea fan. Thank you very much. If you like the video, just share and then like and then comment. Thank you so much. This is your man Franklin. Hopefully tomorrow we'll meet once again.